Hello everybody, my name is Elijah, and I just had to show you this really cool thing. Okay, when you're going to clean your gun, right, a lot of times you have problems with like the barrel and the riflings and stuff like that. They just, it's really hard to clean, and a lot of times if you don't have the right stuff, then it will, some of it will stick there, the powder residue, you get leading, stuff like that, and it's really hard to clean out. Well, check this out. I was at the gun store. It's called Patriot Gun Shop here in McPherson, and I picked up number one, a really cool gun cleaning kit, which has the little patches. It's got the oil. It's got the solvent in it. It's got a bronze brush, and it's got the what do you call this thing? It's like it's another type of brush. It's like a, yeah. It's got the rod in here. And it's got a couple pieces that are basically, I don't use them, but they're little plastic pieces for catching the stuff. Anyway, and putting it back. This right here, I'll just show you here. This stuff is called G96. Pretty neat stuff. And I'm watching over here on my phone also to make sure that I'm getting this in frame. But yeah, G96 complete gun treatment is really cool. And it's got a price tag on it. It's not horrible, but it's a little pricey. It's $12.99 for a can of this at Patriot Gun Shop here in Mac. But it is really good stuff, and I'll tell you why. I cleaned my gun originally with this stuff here, and then I put the oil in it, right? Well, this is my carry gun. This is a Paratac 4 45 LDA, okay? So basically, I had cleaned it originally with this gun kit, and then I went ahead and I cleaned it about 2-3 weeks later. I hadn't fired it or anything, just been carrying it, and basically what I got out of it was absolutely disgusting. Out of the barrel alone, I had one of these swaths here, just like this, put it on my bronze brush, and then ran it down the barrel, right? Well, I got so much black crap out of there that shouldn't have been black because it hadn't been fired, that it was absolutely filthy by the time I got done cleaning it. And by the time I got done cleaning the whole gun, I had to use 2 or 3 of these little swaths. They're like cotton swab things. Swaths. Little sheets. You can see through it. But yeah, they're fiber patch type stuff. Anyway, basically, it was so filthy. All 3 of them were so filthy by the time I got done cleaning the gun, after I had already cleaned it thoroughly, I might add, a week prior, which I'm not really surprised if maybe it's got a little bit of dirt or something in it. After carrying it for about a week, you're going to see stuff like that. It will get dirty. But it was amazing to me just how much there was after just cleaning it with the regular solvent. So, and that was using this stuff the second time. Okay, so basically, I'm going to show you. It might be a little lengthy video because it is going to take a little while, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Maybe if I put it here. No, yeah, here. I don't know. I might have to pick up that camera and put it elsewhere. Let me just unload it. Okay. Always make sure the chamber's clear. Always make sure the chamber's clear. There ain't no bullets in it. The magazine's out of it. It's ready to go. Ready to be cleaned. Okay? You can dry fire it. Make sure the chamber's clear. Chamber's clear. You can dry fire it. There you go. I don't know if it'll let me do that this way. There is actually a piece for cleaning this that you can get to put on this nose cap here so you can take it off more easily, this little ring. because the spring is underneath there. And that way you can pull the spring out, and the little nose cone clip thingy that hey, it's got some oil on it still. I just cleaned it last night. Okay. And this turns back around the other way, basically 180 degrees, and you can just pull it out. That's the tip for your barrel there. That holds your barrel in place. Go ahead and take your, yeah, it's not going to let me. I have to actually slide it back. Yeah, it has to be cocked in order to do this. Unfortunately, okay, you see that little, I don't know if you can see it real well, but there's a little, I'll show you. There's a little hole right there. Right there. That way you can pop this out, and that holds your barrel in place. You don't want to lose any of these parts. God help me if I lose any of these parts. The gun will never work again. Okay, then you can just slide your you can slide your slide off. You got your bolt. That's nice and covered in oil. Nice and oiled up. Really need to get some towels and put down to do this. Then you can slide your barrel out. Your barrel, make sure that little holder is down. Barrel's nice and oily. But yeah, this stuff, it seems to work really well, and it lasts a long time, and it doesn't evaporate. It's great stuff. If you look at the inside of your slide, it's nice and clean in there. I don't know how much of this stuff I'm actually going to be using. My biggest problem is Sapphire fuzz. She gets fuzz everywhere, and then it sticks to the oil in this, and it gets really nasty. So basically, you got that, and you got this. This is your safety. So you can take off your, that has to be, there we go. Then you can take off your safety. You slide it up. You're going to slide it out. You got this guard here. This is a safety also. You have to be pushing down on this in order to be able to fire it right there. I don't know how well you guys are seeing this, but I want to make sure there's no hair in there. Now the hammer will come off also, but I'm not wanting to do that right now. I'm not wanting to get that into it. I will, however, go ahead and take out the firing pin and oil it, and that's a little bit of a chore in and of itself. It comes off pretty easy, but it is a pain in the butt. And you need some pins to get it out, some tools, and they are in this kit. So, we'll pull that out. You got to push down on this, push down on that. I need another pin. Well, it's a complicated little doodad. Push down on that, push down on that. Yeah. Get off of there. I'm using the brush to push down on it. Okay. Pain in the butt. It really is. I'll get it. You gotta watch it though, because that firing pin's got a spring in it, and it'll go flying if you're not careful. Very careful. There we go. Got it. Took a second. Okay. Now this is the part you got to be careful of, because this firing pin, it's got a spring in it. It's under tension, and it will go flying. So I'm cupping my hand over it while I do it. So you can't really see it, but I'll show you in a second. Little clip. There we go. See, this is the little clip for the firing pin. I don't know how many of you have seen a firing pin before, but let's see if we can get it out here. Get it out. Come on out, firing pin. There we go. The 45 LDA has a pretty big firing pin. That's your firing pin right there. That's what actually comes out the other side and hits the primer on the bullet when you fire it, and actually triggers the reaction that fires that slug out. That's your firing pin. Now, so when everybody talks about a firing pin, that's a firing pin. And it's under tension. Up inside of here, there is, well, it's not coming out, but if you look in there carefully, there is a spring that actually will hit, it actually creates tension on there. So when that hammer, where is my hammer? My hammer, I didn't take it out. When the hammer hits that firing pin, the end of it, then it can hit that bullet and it'll take it out. Okay? Now, what you basically want to do is you never want to spray. It's pretty well lubed actually already. Like I said, this is the one I end up taking to the range a lot, but I didn't actually fire it in about a week. Ammo's so expensive for a 45, and I don't want to fire crap through it that's cheap because I don't want all that soot and crap built up in there. But basically, really what you want to do, just get a little bit. The only thing I didn't oil in this was actually the firing pin the last time I had it apart. By the way, the tape will not hold this straw on if you get any of it on the can. I found out that it ate the tape. I got sapphire fuzz on my firing pin. Baby girl, you got fuzz on my firing pin. That's naughty. How did you do that? How did you even get it in there? Yeah, having a husky. You know. Big girl. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to, instead of, that stuff just sprays out, I'm going to put some of this on this little swath, and I'm just going to grease the firing pin with it and clean it. You don't get very much like blowback or whatever from the bullets, from the slugs and from the shells and everything on this, because only about maybe the tip, the very tip of it is actually what comes out. Maybe about maybe a couple millimeters, and it hits just enough to hit that primer and send that slug flying. So we're going to make sure we don't have any more sapphires on here. And this was supposed to be a pretty quick video, and so far it has not been. So we're going to put it back in. Oh hell, we'll spray a little bit in there. Most it's going to do is come out the other side anyway. A little bit. And then when we put our primer back in, we'll just be really careful. Our firing pin back in. Firing pin! Sorry, had to cut away there for a second. I lost the firing pin! That is a bad thing to lose. You don't, I think you could probably get them, but fuck. Okay, so we'll stick this back in here. And it's gonna go click. Oh, yeah, you gotta push down on it with something. This will work. Get it to go in. Yeah. Not quite. Okay, hold on. Gotta get something to push it with. This is part of the gun. This will work. Sorry, I'm not professional, like, great with it. Yeah. And then this piece just slides on like so. Like so. Over the top of it. And you can push it. There you go. And then that little button right there inside. And that pushes, that releases your firing pin back so that it's ready to go. Because like after it fires, that firing pin will be stuck forward. And then when you cock it again, that's part of the mechanism that actually releases that firing pin and lets it go back. Anyway, so now we're doing reassembly. I just wanted to grease and oil that firing pin and get it checked out. Make sure there wasn't any sapphires in it. And I got a little bit of what looks like pitting on my slide here. which kind of sucks because I said it was a nice gun, and then I guess the humidity got to it and it was covered with rust, and I had to clean up all the rust, and it's not horrible now, but you can tell there's still some pitting on it. Like that. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and, oh no, I forgot about this part. This is a pain in the butt too. Your safety, because it's got to go up against that. Well, it helps to put this back in first. Actually, yeah, I'm going to spray a little bit in there. Where did it go, baby girl? Spray a little of this in here. Get a good coat in there. There we got it. And we'll just kind of clean it up a little bit. It's hard to clean up in here. Sometimes a Q-tip works. Alright anyway, but you'll see this swath when I get it out of here. You get sapphire fuzz everywhere. Inside the gun, inside the housing. Man, oh man. I'm going to clean my hammer a little bit. So it looks pretty good. See, the hammer won't even go back unless you're pushing this guard. See? It won't lock back. Now it will. You see the trigger pop forward? Yeah. There's nothing for it to hit against here. So if you dry fire it without the slide on it, you better watch it, because it'll come straight forward and hit that, and you possibly damage your hammer. Not a for sure thing, but it's just not good practice. Anyway, moving on. Put our safety back on, and this guard. Okay. Long video. Gonna have some edits. So if I cut away, you know why. Okay. Now this is a real pain in the butt, because you got this, which is part of your safety, and it's spring loaded, and it sucks. Just a pain in the butt. Good old model 1911s. We got it. Well, that ain't right. There we go. Now we got it. That's one position anyway. Okay, then you got this little piece that sticks up, so it's going to be a pain in the butt to get your slide on with that. Okay, so put the barrel back in the slide. Make sure there isn't any sapphire fuzz on it. There is a lot of sapphire fuzz on it. Sapphire. Oh, and you can't put it in that way, by the way. You have to put it in through the nose. Sapphire fuzz. Why puppy fuzz gets in my gun? That's not right. I can't fire fuzz. A fuzzle. A flash muzzle. A fuzzle. Anyway. Bolt. Guide rod. That goes on top with this little notch down. And the computer shut down. It's idle. It's like, screw you, man, I'm bored. Alright, make sure that little lock, that barrel lock is up, that little ring. so that when you slide it in, Sapphire, your fuzz, really? Get off. Thing would explode in my face with all that fuzz in it. Alright. Really, Sapphire? You have so much fuzz everywhere. In my gun, on my gun, everywhere. The joys of being a husky owner are plentiful. She is a good girl. She is a good girl. She is. She really is. But her fur is naughty. Stick it back in there. Okay, there we go. Line it up. Oh yeah, this part. Little piece. It resets the... Sapphire says somebody's outside. Who's out there? Somebody outside? She is. Says somebody is outside. Okay. And we want to get it to about right there. And you want to put this piece in. Okay. What? Who's out there, baby? Huh? Who's outside? Move it back. I ain't sweeping right. Oh, I see. Who's out there? Somebody out there? Yep, that barrel's in place. One time I tried to put it together and I forgot to put the guide rod in it. That sucked. Because I had it almost all the way together and no guide rod. It's still sitting here. I'm like, shit. Well, time to go take it all apart again. Alright, so it's basically all pretty much together. Then you got your guide rod basically hanging out because it hangs on the spring. You stick your spring back in. Make sure that your sharp part of your spring that's out goes in straight, and make sure there's no sapphire fuzz on it. Put this on. Wait, before you put this on, I forgot, put this on. Oops. There we go. Turn it that way. Put that in. Put this on. I'm doing it slow. I've done it really fast before and no real problems. Just wanted to do it slow. That way I could demonstrate how it works. And it is in the locked and cocked and ready to rock position, so that ain't gonna work. Gotta do this. That way that guide rod is in. Alright, then you're good to go. That's completely re-put together and oiled and all that. So basically, what I do, I get 12 plus 1. I stick 1 in the chamber by itself. Lock it back. It is locked and loaded and ready to go. Put the safety on. That way if you touch the trigger, this isn't a hair trigger or anything, but don't trust the safety. Don't like do anything stupid with it. Magazine in. And you're ready to rock. You put it back in your holster. Don't barrel sweep yourself or anybody else. And you're ready to go. So, yeah. I wanted to demonstrate this stuff. And of course you can't touch or feel this stuff. But it kind of leaves a real smooth coating on the exterior and all the metal parts. That's not bad. We are at 16:05. Why does it do that? That timer on this thing sucks. Anyway, Yeah, this is what I was trying to say. It dissolves any tape that you try to put on it. So you can't really get it in there like that. The only way you're going to get this straw to stay is close the lid over it. But this stuff is excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. Anyway, I'm Elijah. Take care. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Red Yoshi 1985, Peaceful Soul 85 Gaming is the other channel. Gaming, Red Yoshi 1985, primary channel or secondary channel. You have a great day. Peace out.